You've probably seen red everywhere on your stock app, Robinhood, and just in your portfolio, Stocks dropping, headlines screaming, crash. Oh my God, collapse, recession, end of the bull run. People panicking like it's the end of the world. But here's the truth that nobody's telling you: downturns aren't the end, but they're the beginning. They're the reset button that creates the next generation of winners. And I know you probably might have smiled a little bit because you're like, oh, wait, this isn't so bad. Hold on. Today, I'm going to break down to you why the drops are happening, why this moment is not as bad as it looks, and how you can actually use this to your advantage. And yes, why Bitcoin might be the move of the decade if you understand what's really truly happening. All right, let's talk about it. What is happening? The market isn't just failing, but it's repricing, it's resetting, it's rebalancing. Here's what's going on. Tech and AI stocks, I think they ran too hot. Nvidia, AI plays, tech favorites, they climb fast, too fast. When something rockets, it eventually breathes out. Investors are asking, is this hype or is this real value? And then that hesitation, it'll cause a little bit of drops. And then rate cuts are expected. Okay, I'm sorry. Everyone expected the Fed to start cutting rates, and now it looks like they might wait a little bit. But higher rates equal stocks that become more expensive to justify. That means selling pressure. Also, global uncertainty is rising. Slowdowns, weaker consumer confidence, inflation is sticking. Markets hate uncertainty. So the market isn't dying, but it's just adjusting to what's going on. But let me tell you why this drop isn't all so bad, and you shouldn't be so worried. This is the part that they don't even teach you in school, so listen up. Markets need to reset. If prices only go up, the system will break over time. Corrections clean out the weak hands, the weak companies, the weak mindsets. It's like burning out dead wood so the forest can regrow and bloom and flourish again. The drop will really expose the real value. You finally get to see what companies are actually strong, which ones were just, there for the hype, and which ones are there for the true long-term opportunity and where that's hiding. Opportunity is born in uncertainty. Everyone makes money when the market is stable, but wealth is built whenever it's sporadic and in chaos, like how things are going right now. When things drop, most people freeze. The smart ones take positions, and the winners are made years later. This moment you're living in right now, people 10 years older than you wish they had it again. How can you profit for this moment? Let's kind of talk about this realistically, not hype, not fear, but just, wholeheartedly. Buy quality while it's discounted. Amazon in 2001, Tesla in 2019, Apple in 2008, Bitcoin in 2015, 2018, 2020, 2022. Realize how I said Bitcoin multiple times there? Because Bitcoin is so important, and it'll go down, and if you take advantage of that, whenever it rises, it just skyrockets. When things drop, quality goes on sale. Everybody loves sales until the sale is on stocks, which is kind of weird because I feel like you get a higher return off of the sale on stocks. Also, you're going to want a dollar cost average into your winners, and you might be already doing this, but if you're not, I highly think you should get into this. This is just basically the concept of putting in money every single day. Little increments, so you don't spend a big lump sum of what you have right now, but you're always currently investing. You're always currently getting your portfolio to grow. Even if prices drop more, your average price will go down, and this is how long-term investors win while everyone else will panic. So basically, let me explain it like this. Let's say you bought Bitcoin at 120,000. If you bought Bitcoin at, let's say, 80,000, what you are going to accumulate is going to be a lot more than whenever you have it at 120,000, even though it can still go up. And it's not bad to buy it at 120,000, but you get so much more of a return if you have gotten it earlier, and your average is going down. The average price of what you bought it at. Build skills or build businesses now. When people panic, they quit. When people quit, competition disappears, and what's left is you. So take advantage of this. The best time to grow a side hustle is during a downturn. You're also going to want to stop reacting emotionally, because fear is expensive. Patience is profitable. When you zoom out, every crash looks like a tiny little bump in the graph, basically. Just be calm and be smart with your moves. But one of my most favorite things ever, Bitcoin. Let's talk about it. There's a very hidden opportunity in all this that's going on right now. And you kind of heard me talk a little bit earlier how it has downturns. But let's just talk about the asset that everyone thinks they missed, because you didn't miss anything. Right now, Bitcoin is quietly setting up. It's quietly setting up. Here's why. Bitcoin loves your fear. It loves you being scared. It loves you thinking you're going to lose your money. And it loves it when you sell. There's only a certain amount of Bitcoin in the world. It's only 21 million. And I'm pretty sure the Fed owns a good percentage of that. There will only ever be 21 million. So you want to take advantage of this as soon as you can, because there will only ever be a certain amount of it. And you don't have to have a lot to really be financially free in your days. Bitcoin's biggest moves never come from good news. They come from the chaos, the inflation fears, the weak currencies, the market drops, the government printing more money, which they're doing all the time, global uncertainty. All that is happening right now. The United States, I'm pretty sure they're not making any more pennies. It's only going to get crazier. Imagine in the future they stop making nickels. They stop making dimes. And this is because we're getting to a point where the money is just becoming insane. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this is the exact number, we're like in 36 million and 36 trillion, not million, that's low. 36 trillion in debt. Like we're at a very crazy point right now, to where they're just printing more and more and more, and it's not good. You need an asset that's gonna really have and keep its value over the time, because that dollar you got in your pocket, it's not gonna do it. It's not gonna cut it. Bitcoin becomes the flight to safety asset for young people. Older generations rush to bonds or gold, but I feel like our generation, as younger people, we got to go to Bitcoin. Why? Because it's the only asset in the world that cannot be printed. It can't be diluted because there's a certain amount of it. It has a strict supply. It has global demand. Everybody around this big ball of rock wants this digital asset. It's built for long-term scarcity. And in times like this, scarcity is what wins. So Bitcoin dips equals more Bitcoin opportunities for you. When stocks fall, liquidity dries up, risk appetite fades. Bitcoin gets dragged temporarily, but historically, these moments become the launch pads for every Bitcoin investor to rise. Every major BTC bull run began in uncertainty. You got to think about that. If you're young, time is your superpower. $10 a day, $20 a day, $25 a day, over years is life changing in Bitcoin. Life changing. Like, and imagine you put in more than that. You're stacking when it's quiet, but most people only buy when the hype hits, when it's too late. So, how do you exactly take advantage right now? No fluff, no rah rah. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Keep buying your long-term assets. SCHD, QQQM, sorry, VOO, Bitcoin. Whatever your plan is, don't stop because the world is scared. Don't stop because things are red right now. That's when you want to really dive in and really go harder. Increase your Bitcoin position slightly when fear is high. So when things are in a downturn like this, maybe you were putting in $5 a day, up that thing a little bit to 10, because your future self will literally thank you so much. It will be so happy that you decided to do this. You're also going to want to build cash reserves. Crashes always create moments where you think, damn, I wish I had money right now. Prepare for that moment. Invest in yourself. Learn some skills. Start making content. Work on your brand. Build something bigger than your job, your 9 to 5 that you don't even like going to. Because money made during a recession multiplies during the recovery, which is when Bitcoin will rise to 120 and it'll go far past because it's used globally. People are going to make it go higher. Invest in yourself. Zoom out. Always zoom out, because in 5 years, today's drop is tiny. Today's fear is forgotten. The buying you do right now becomes legendary. But this moment won't last. But do with it what you will. Most people only see red. They only see fear. They only see loss. But the people who win the next decade, they see opportunity. You're not here to react like everyone else, but you're here to think differently. You're here to move differently. You're here to build differently. You trying to be like everybody else? Or are you trying to move like everybody else? And this isn't financial advice, but I think you should look into things like this because there's a future and you may not see it because it's not here yet, but you've got to make it at least different. You got to make it worth pushing towards. This isn't a crash, but it's a reset. A reset that puts the patient, the disciplined, and the focused in a position to win. So don't waste this moment. The next generation of success stories starts right here and it begins with you. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. It's TNL. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you think.